y'all, Rhonda here. Hope everybody's doing well. It is time to make another diamond press card. I'm so excited. I received this. It's a Slimline Shadow Box die and stamp. It's an auto ship. And this is Sunny Day Summer. So let's take a peek and see what we have. Lots of goodies, of course. Let me go ahead and open this up. Hope everybody had a great 4th. We had kind of a small block party. There was three houses we got together, and sorry for the noise. And cooked and had a great time. Well, my goodness. And told lots of stories, and like I said, just had a great time, and then went and blew a bunch of stuff up afterwards. So fun was had by all. There's that glare. I was trying to fix the light or I wouldn't have a shadow, and I still get that glare. I'm still working on it. All right, so we have our die that makes the card here. And then this is the little windows that it cuts out. And then I'm not sure about all this. Of course, there's a palm tree and looks like a flamingo, some water, and then pieces to put in to make it, because it's going to be a 3D. Let's see what this is. Let's see what the stamps are. So we have, there's a balloon, some flamingos, there's a toucan, you are amazing, or you are flamazing, have a sunshining day. That's kind of hard to see. Anyway, oh, it'll be on the other. There's some flowers, some more sentiments. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Then we have bigger flamingos, palm trees. I love the palm leaves. More flowers. Hello, friend. So anyway, lots of good sentiments. And I'll have to fix these. You know how I put the tape across there, so I don't lose it. Let's see what we have here. All right, here's the instructions. They're always fabulous, always. So it shows you how to cut the card out, what you need. I mean, step-by-step instructions, pictures. Okay, and then here's some examples. So there's your sand, your water. Gorgeous. And then here's your palm tree, your flamingos, your flowers, balloon. So lots of choices. And your little banner there. All right. Looks like some fun to me. And of course, they always include the cutting folder. Can't believe I remembered it this time. First time. Maybe my Rona brain is going away. Maybe it's, yeah, healing up. All right. So now the hardest part. Figuring out the paper and all the goodies that we want to use. So let me grab some paper. Let me get my tape. And what I do, if you didn't know, is see these come apart, and then you lay that down and you lose it. So I take packing tape. So get that on there just so. Packing tape, and I go across the top of it, lay it on here and then fold it over, and then it makes a hinge, and then I don't lose the backing, and yeah, it stays together, and it's just nice. So anyway, I'll do that, and I'll pick out some paper and try to figure out what we're going to do here, and I will be right back. Okie doke. Still haven't decided on my paper, but since I want this to be really bright and cheery and tropical, I'm going to use my alcohol markers. So what I thought I would do was just stamp out a bunch of these images and color them and cut them out, and then see what we want to use. You know, kind of like trying on clothes. You know, you have your basic black pants, and then you gotta, you know, what blouse, what shoes, what, you know, and so we just have to try it all on. So since I'm going to use my alcohol markers, you need to use marker paper. Very, very important with the alcohol markers, because you have to saturate the color on your paper. If you don't use marker paper and you use regular paper, it will work, but a lot of times it will bleed past your stamped image and it sucks out that ink. I mean, really sucks out your ink, which is a disservice to you, and you can't get them to blend like you want. Marker paper is just different. It has a finish to it. It just feels different. I don't know, it's just really smooth. Like I said, you'll just have to feel it, just compare them. I got this, this is Strathmore, that I picked up at Michael's, and a lot of times you could, you know, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off if you have a coupon. But this will last you forever. You know, you can get the small packs, you can get the really big ones. All you're going to use is just the little bit that your image is stamped on. So again, this will last you for a very long time. But again, markers, alcohol markers, use marker paper. If you're using watercolor markers or watercolor paints, use watercolor paper. Makes a big, big difference. Okay. All right, well, let me get this going. We'll stamp some images and get to coloring. All right, let me fix you up here, move you in a little closer maybe. Okay. I just got this Hero Arts Intense Black, and it's a hybrid ink actually. It says it's a fully inked intense black ink pad, and it has the re-inker that it comes with. It is universal hybrid ink. It's ideal use for colored pencils, watercolors, and both alcohol and water-based markers. Acid-free, waterproof, archival, fade-resistant, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I love about these hybrid inks is one ink and you do it all. So we're going to try this out and see. See how intense it is. Okay. So let's start with, and I did I made my little hinge. So that's attached. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. So let's try this tree. I'm going to use my little rock block here. Okay. And I usually tell you to stamp off, your first time or two, ink your stamp up and stamp it on scratch paper, because sometimes they'll have a residue on them and they don't always stamp really well. Well, I haven't had any trouble with diamond press stamps at all. I mean, at all. So I still suggest it, but let's see what this looks like. Oh, looks good. Looks really good. I don't know about intense black, but maybe because it's new and I just need to get the ink moving on that pad a little better. Okay, let's do it again. Looks good. All right, let's just do, let's see. 2? Yeah, 2 ought to be enough. And what's neat too is all the ink comes off. You know how some of them it really sticks to? With these stamps, the ink comes off. I mean, most all of it. All right, let's do some flamingos. Flamenco dancers. Now, now that I've been smushing on this a little bit, it seems a little juicier. Maybe it settled in. Does well. So far I'm liking the ink. Yep, nice. Okay. All right, well, let me finish stamping these out. And because I'm going to do several, I mean, I really don't need to do 2, but anyway, I'm just kind of testing out the ink, and like I said, not quite sure what I'm going to do. So let me get these finished and I will be back. Okay, so I picked out some colors, did a little swatch there and tried one out. So I'll show you a little bit. If you're not real familiar with the alcohol markers, these are Spectrum Noirs. And now with alcohol markers, you're not going to blend them like what you're thinking, like you can with watercolor markers or watercolor. The blending is just different. And again, you're going to saturate it. Let me show you, it's a dark color here. Okay, let me scoot you in a little bit closer. Whoop, let's go this way. Okay, so when you color with alcohol markers, if you notice when you color, see how it's kind of streaky? Okay, well, that's why you saturate it. You go back over it, and you may go back over it several times until you get the color and it's not streaky anymore. Okay, and then you're not going to take the color that matches, you know, the next one in line, and blend them together. There's going to be a definite little line right there. Okay, so it takes work, and you have to, and like I said, these are very close together, to actually blend. So you see this little one I did down here. Let me move you down just a little bit. Okay, you have to work it. These are actually 3 colors here. Okay, and I'll show you what I did. So I took my darkest, and let me get that light off of there. There we go. Okay, took my darkest, and I just I went over my veins. Just loosely went over. Okay, and then I took my next darkest, okay, and just kind of went in like so. And then I'll take my lightest, I'll go on the outer part. Okay, it's still pretty choppy, so now I'm going to go back with my lighter, my mid color, and then back with my lighter, and I go from my mid color and go out, so I can pull a little bit of that out. Okay. And actually it's the layering too, because you'll have okay, this, and then if you layer another color, layer the same color, just another layer on top of it, it gets darker. And you layer again, it gets darker, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's, some people don't like this because you have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. These are not brush tips, they're nibs. Okay, these have the nib, and then this one was replaced. This is a brush tip. I lied to you. Actually, somebody gave me a lot of markers, and then I had a lot of markers. But normally they have, I lied to you again. That one has one. So there's the nib and the chisel. And I don't know who uses the chisel because it's so wide, and you have, little things like this, and you can't use the chisel. I'm sure artists that are on doing bigger projects would, but for most of us crafters, we just use the nib or the brush tip. So let's color. Let's see, I have, let's go over here to the palm trees. Get that up here. Oh, I'm knocking my cards over. Get that out of the way. And let's see, I think I picked these out. So I have AG 1 and 3. So let's see what this looks like. And I thought I would just alternate because these are pretty bright. And you can see, let me get you back over this way in the middle a little bit. There we go. And you see it's pretty light, a little choppy. And then when I go back over it, same color. See how it's getting darker and smoothing out? See, much smoother. Okay. And then if I was to even a little darker, let's see what this one looks like. I think these are the ones that look pretty close. This one's just a little bit darker. Yeah, I think just enough to. And when we turn this over, you'll see that it comes through and saturates. So that's why you need to be working on a non-porous surface. So we'll just do this one over here. When you have small areas like this, it's really hard to do any kind of blending. So you can do a little bit with the same marker. If you color it in, you can kind of go over an area and make it just a smidge darker. I don't know if you can see the difference there. Let's see, and this one, because we're doing every other one. And see how that gets darker and darker every time I go over it. Yeah, alcohol markers are just in a league of their own. Let's see here. Did this have a brush tip? Nope. And you can replace these tips. So again, see how light that is? And then when I continue to go over it, okay, even there it's light. Okay, there we smoothed it out. Let's do this one. And there you have it. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to finish all these images up. If you have any questions about The alcohol markers, the nibs, or how to use them, just ask me below. I'm no expert by any means, but I have played with them quite a bit. So anyway, let me finish these up and I will be right back. Okay, my little crafty friends, I'm back. I'm getting joked up here. I'm back. I went ahead and colored everything, okay, and cut it out because you don't need to see me do all that. And then the instructions said to cut out two, let's see, these are separate. Let me show you. These are actually separate, okay. So cut out two like this where they're, you know, these are connected, and two where they're not connected. Not connected, okay. So I have two that cut out my little holes, and then two for my back, okay. So on this is going to be your base. So I'd cut it out in, you know, just ivory paper, white paper. And in this one, I thought it was pretty because of the clouds and stuff. We're going to cut the tabs off of it, glue it to here, so it'll be a little, have a little heft to it, okay. And then your back side, okay. I didn't have quite enough paper, but I knew it was going to cut all the tabs off anyway, so it didn't matter, okay. Here's my base with the tabs, and what we're going to do is finish trimming this off, and then that's going to get glued right there, and that's going to be my back. So it'll be like this, okay. So let's trim this off. Let's just go crazy with our scissors and not use a cutting tool, okay. Make sure that's going to fit inside there. Yep. Okay. And then the same thing with this. These two tabs we don't need, okay. So let's cut these off. Okay. Don't need. And I was going to tell you, the little pieces that come out of your holes, be sure and save those. Those are nice little circles you could use for something. All right. So what we're going to do is glue this part onto this. So we're going to have tabs on one side, and then the back side will have tabs on the other side, because the idea is we're going to put it together like this, because it's going to be a 3D jobber here. Okay, so if you had tabs on both sides, not going to work. So make sure you have a tab on one side and tabs on the other. All right, well, I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to glue this down. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, something very important I didn't mention, and don't do as I do, do as I say. You need to glue your front and back pieces together first before you add this back piece, okay? Because if not, you know, it had the little tab right here, like this side. This will show through right here. So you want to glue it together and then glue your back piece on over it, okay? That's why it looks a little wonky there, because I had to tear it up and slide it in there. So back piece, front piece first, glue those together, then glue that together, or glue this on, okay? So we're not going to glue this side on until we're all finished decorating the inside. All right, it said to cut 3 of these out. These are your little sand hills. You'll notice they have little embossing lines on them, right there and there, okay? So what we're going to do is fold those in. So there's one, oops, and there's one. So it's going to make that little shape right there. Same thing on this end. Just gently do that. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. All right, so you have 3. So 3 for each window. That makes sense. Okay. So it's going to be a 3D thing. Uh-oh. We're losing our sand. All right, fold those, fold those. Okay, another one. And the one that I dropped, let me grab it. Maybe. My chair's too tall and I'm too short. Okay. And let's fold the last one on the little score marks. Okay, so there's your third one. So that's what they're going to look like. And then when it's folded up, there's those little jobbers. Okay. All right, then we also cut out some water and some more sand dunes. Okay, so if you want it to give a certain look, because what we're going to do is we can glue them on the inside here. Okay, so if you want water on with your sand there, if you want your water here, however you want to do it. Okay, and then you can also do your sand the same way if you want it to be a little different. Okay, so many options, so many options. All right, so we need to glue. I'm looking at the instructions, so we need to glue those down. Yep. Okay, glue. We're going to glue these down. Okay, and then we're going to start adding. I think I'm going to ink them up just a little bit. Let's look at the instructions here. We did that. We did that. So decorate. Okay. And if you want to do any more stamping, we have the solid flamingos like in the background. Let me get those. These little guys right here. So if you wanted more flamingos in the background, you can also stamp those. Need to kind of measure, you know, if you want them standing, because it may be a little difficult to stamp them while they're up. You could actually glue, what does it say you can do? I think I would glue one side down so that way you could flip it up and stamp, you know, if you wanted them back behind there, if you were going to do some more stamping, and then glue this side down. That's what I would do. So you'd have that option, because that's what we're doing with this. You know, we're able to close it and see where we want things. So, all right, let's glue this first one down. I'm just going to use wet glue. I'm going to put it on this inside tab. Make sure that's scored well. Okay. And you can use score tape or wet glue. Oops. And you want it on the inside of this fold because you don't want it to get in the way. Okay. So just on the inside there, you can lay it flat. Make sure it's not bothering that. Hold that for just a second. Okay. And then smush that up a little bit. There you have your first one. So like I said, if you want to add a little flamingo there, you can. I don't know if I will or not. Shall I? Shall we? Lots of flamingos. Okay. Why not? Why not? Let me get a little tiny block for that, and we'll stamp one. Hang on. Okay, we're going to use this Hero Arts Hybrid ink again. Like I said, I would normally say stamp it off the first time, but Diamond Press, I've never had any problems. Okay, so we'll see where we want it. About right there. Hope I didn't move it. Hope I didn't move it. I did a smidge, but that's okay. Alright, so there's that one. He's in the background anyway. Alright, so there's that one. So he's standing way back there. Alright, so let's go ahead and glue this end down. So it's going to be on the inside of this last little tab there. Square it up. Hold it for an uno momento, because that sets up really fast. And we're going to have the other one. Yeah, they just butt right up against each other. Okay, let's do this one. And square that one up. Hold that for just a second. Make sure it's not on the over the bottom edge. Like I said, this glue sets up really fast, which is good because you have just a split second to move it. If you use the score tape, you don't. And I use a lot of score tape, so. Okay, do we now need another flamenco here? I kind of laid it out a little bit what I wanted to do, but no, I don't think so. Do I? Nope, don't think so. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this because I've been known to do too much. More is better. Take my word for it. More glitter, more bling. Okay, hold that for just a second. And then we'll do the others. Let's do this. And we'll do this side. Oh, he's sneaking up on me. Hold those down and this down for just a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves. Grab you a cup of coffee. Something like that. Okay, we're holding it down. We're waiting a minute. Oh, and I forgot to ink them up. Dadgummit, see, I get to talking and forget. That's okay. We'll do the ones in the front. Just to give them a little, we could, just got to be really careful and not get the ink on the back. Okay. Are you done? Are you done percolating here? Okay, so this is what it's going to look like so far. We have our little sand dunes there. So let me ink these up real quick, just in case we use them. Give them a little dimension. Just a little bit. Won't see that, but we're going to do that anyway. Yeah. And we'll do this one. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to use both, but I'll get to talking and forget to ink it. So might as well do it now, huh? Give it a little contrast there. Let's just do the waves while we're at it. Get those a little contrast, just a little smidge. Okay. All right, now the layout. What shall we do? How about water? Scooch it up a little bit. How about water? Sand. And you don't even have to do the last one. I mean, another one there. Okay. Something like that. We need a palm tree in there. We need, where's one of my flamingos? Let's get this one where he's turning this way. We need a flamingo there. We need Mr. Parrot there. And we'll glue him on the inside. Let's see. What else? We could use another palm tree. We could have this guy standing in the water. Or we could have him standing here, thinking about standing in the water. We could have a palm tree in the back. Another one way back there. We could have him right there. I like that. Let's see. And let's do a flower. Where's my leaves? And of course we'll tuck those behind. I did good shading on this one. Oops. Let's do this one. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. And we'll tuck those behind. What do you think? And then if we wanted a sentiment, sorry, my squeaky chair there. We could put a sentiment right here or above here. So, okay, let's do that. Take a picture. Remember what you did there. All right, so we're going to glue this guy here in the back. See if I can do this quickly so this won't be so long. Okay. Put him in the back. Make sure that's where we want it. Yep. Push him down. Okay. And let's see where we want the water. We want it up a little bit. I like it up a little bit. All right, let's do the water. Oops. Getting a little carried away there. Let's have him a little higher. You know, you could even make a shaker out of this very easily. Very, very easily. Just cut this out too, this area out with like, what is it, fun foam or whatever, and glue that, attach that, and put some of your little pictures in there and your little shaker stuff, and you'll be good to go. All right, there's my water. Let's just go ahead and do our little sand dune here. And we want it kind of high too. Let's see. Yep, just for contrast, just something different. So we're gluing them on the inside there. Okay. So there's that one. Okay, let's do these two guys. We want to do him here. Do this little area. Make sure that's where we want it. Okay. That'll set up. And our little flamingo. Put that one down a little bit. All right. Looking good, kids. All right, and I'm going to glue him on probably last because I'm going to have to hold it for just a minute. And we said we're going to put this one right here. So we need his little feet and his little bottom to be attached. Like that. And our little flower. Let's see how we want this. Let's do a big leaf over here. And yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's do this. Big leaf. I know it's hard to color and talk and glue and talk, and that's why these people that do it and do it well, they have a talent. Okay. I'm liking it. All right. Okay, let that glue. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to let this sit up just a little bit because I did it kind of fast. I'm going to glue this little guy on the inside here, okay? And then we're going to glue this tab here, okay? And I will be right back. Alrighty, we are done. So this is the final product. I went ahead and put a sentiment on there. I was going to, not going to, you know, but I thought, well, why not? So I hope your day is as amazing as you are. So there's our little card. You can see it's the 3D and it lays flat. You know, it can go flat so it can go in an envelope. So yeah, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope your day is as amazing as you are. Until next time, bye for now.